All right, so it's gonna be a little bit different today with today's show, man. Your boy got that motherfucking COVID-19. Yeah, I got it. It's fucked up. I'm bored as shit. Sitting around with my girl, who, family went on a little trip. Everybody came back. COVID. Everybody. Fucked up. You know what I mean? They all had some pounding ass headache that wouldn't leave. And next thing you know, I had the pounding ass headache that wouldn't leave. Now, they go get tested, had to get the test popping. And everybody shit come back just COVID. Yeah, 19 Savage, nigga. You already know. Niggas got that breaker 1 motherfucking 9. And, ain't nothing I could do, man. But sit around bored as shit. Been in quarantine for the last motherfucking week. Lucky for y'all niggas. I'm one of the most prepared individuals in the world. So I already had some visual episodes on deck. But our Sound Only Saturdays, we had to come with something. So I said, look, man, I'll leave y'all this pre-recorded message. And I might call in or some shit like that. But, I gotta trust Puerto Rich, Garnett Briscoe, Waleska D to take over the reins. I'm in good health. I'm good. The family's good. Everybody's straight. So I can't complain too much except to be like, fuck, I got COVID-19. Goddamn team, nigga. But that's all, man. Y'all enjoy this pod. I will be in the group chat, so don't worry about that. I'm still in there. My thumbs motherfucking work. Puerto Rich, take it away.
Yo, what up, people? World, we here. Y'all heard the wow, different intro, the breaking news about our brother, our family member.
Kobe
Bryant. Matter of fact, we going let's
go down the list because we got a group chat going on.
Man.
Yeah, get right to it.
We got a list of names for DevNasty, aka COVID Nasty, whatever you want to call it.
Kobe Bryant.
So Kobe Bryant.
Rest in peace to the real Kobe, of course.
We got 19 Savage.
19 Savage.
COVID-19.
Right.
Sick Tracy. Alan Sick.
Alan Sick is crazy.
Sick Cannon.
Sick Cannon is wild.
He came up with Sickles Cage.
Sickles Cage.
Yeah, he called himself Sickles Cage.
And then you called him Flu Breeze.
Flu Breeze.
Y'all was out of pocket.
Yeah,
in that chat when we got the news.
Sick man. Yeah, that's him.
We was, man. Listen, first and foremost, we want to say prayers, and we grateful on a serious note that Dev and the family is really good because they really, this is a real thing.
Absolutely.
And Dev picked a crazy little soundtrack on the background because it was real serious. I was over here this is a serious thing.
No, facts. And it sounded like it was like a movie. In those movies, they have somebody talking because he disappeared. It sounded like some shit like that. This nigga done disappeared. We don't know where he at, but he leaving us a message.
That's really what it was. I just feel like he made it seem like he died or something.
I know.
This is bad, man.
Exactly. It gave me I don't want to say the typical standard funeral song vibe, but it was giving me just a sad vibe. I was like, okay, but shout out to our guy, man, our big brother, Devinwade, DevNasty.
Dev want to be Joe Budden so bad. Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He even got the virus that nigga.
He got COVID like him. That's wild, Dev.
That's crazy. He definitely is suffering from a lot of the same issues and shit. So we going Dev, but he said it himself. He's like the low budget version of a Joe Budden,
the gluten free version.
Right. So we gonna call him Low Buttons. Low Button is our guy, and he's getting better. So he will be talking to the people sooner than later. But Mr. Choke Your Mom Out, Mr. Choke Your Pop Out is not here. It is the kid, Pyrex, Mr. Porterfax, the people's champ, and I got my beautiful co-host with me, my sister, my family.
She came in here looking real collegiate today.
Right.
You
very
guys
down. Down day. Is this a down day? This is a down day because
it's just
early
too
morning.
early. It's in the morning.
This is we had to get up But I know I got up at 7:30 this morning. I've been up since 7:30. It's 9 o'clock right now.
I know. I've been up since around the same time. I text Garnett, make sure that nigga was up. Because I'm like, listen, if y'all got me up, you better be up.
It's crazy because I thought I was going, like, when I initially woke up, I thought I woke up late. It felt like I woke up late.
It does feel, I mean, you know, the time went back. It feels a little bit later than normal. So, you know, I had to make sure Garnett was up because let's talk about Garnett. You know, his birthday was yesterday. Shout out to him. No, was it yesterday or Thursday?
Thursday.
It was Thursday, the 7th. No. The 5th. Today is the 7th. Shout out to our boy Garnett. He's 31.
Happy belated.
Looking very young and youthful.
Thank you. I pray a lot.
Right.
That's prayer.
And that is young. That is young.
Yeah,
that's young.
Very young.
A lot of life left.
I didn't know this is like the young OG stage for real. Like I have people that call me OG and I'm like, nigga, I'm not even that old. But I get it because to you so young, I get it. But yeah.
Yeah.
What you do on your birthday? Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
I actually did something light. I don't need much. So I went out to dinner, something light. We ended up going to Hula Hands, a couple of the guys. Then after that, we went, grabbed some drinks at Greenwood. Had a couple Henny and Cokes.
Greenwood.
Just regular shit. That shit felt like old times. Grabbed a couple drinks there, and then I went home. That was it.
Simple.
That was it.
Simple. Listen, simple is amazing
Saw
to
my
me.
family.
That's a fact.
Saw my family. That's it. So yeah, I didn't feel like this was the birthday to like overdo it.
Right.
As much as I felt like I wanted to, I really didn't. Like that's literally all I needed. That was it. I just needed to chill
be
out.
with some good people.
That's it.
Catch a vibe.
That's it.
I respect that.
Shout out to our brother, man, Garnett Briscoe, and that's that's our, of course, our third musketeer for the day.
Right.
We the three musketeers. We in here today.
Let's get that call though.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You forgot your call
Yeah,
already?
Prepare for this?
You got to set
How
it
you
off for
forget
the people.
call?
The people
Ooh.
Hey,
There we go.
Early in the morning call.
Yeah, keep it.
That was kind of clean though.
Listen, keep
That's
it classic, because don't Mr. Choke your mom out, choke your dad out, choke everybody like choking people. He's not here. This is still the Devinwade Show, so we still keep it classic. Berg. And listen, speaking of Dev, y'all, did anybody? Because listen, we glad you good, bro. We really are. We love you. But did anybody talk to Dev about like the contract if something would have went left with this? Like, no. Is there like a clause in there? Because we need to go, like, if he would have got really bad, we need to know, like, what's happening with, like, the rest of, like
the rest of the show. What
like,
was going to do?
Where's my bread? Who's going to pay me?
For all my time.
Yeah, like, that's what I wanted to, like, make sure we touch on before we move into the more serious things. Like,
we
did anybody talk to bro about that? Did you, Garnett?
I haven't. We actually should have, though. We should have a meeting about this shit.
Yeah,
nah,
like,
we need to put him in
it was like I was waiting because I was trying to make sure he was good first. I wanted to, handle first things first, which was, of course, his health.
Yeah.
But once I seen he was good, I was like, but, like, just in case, bro, like, can we sit? But I kind of like
listen, we need to just make sure that, all the logistics is correct.
Yeah, well, I hope he calls in. He said he's going to call in.
Yeah, because we need to know, Dev, like you was telling us the funny thing about this, I want to say like a couple weeks ago, we all had a meeting and he was talking about how we need to be responsible. We got to get together and make sure that we're only around each other, not get sick. And here he go.
Right.
Getting sick.
And his intro, you heard his intro. He said he's one of the most organized men in the world. So we need to.
I mean, he's definitely ahead of the game. He did this intro. He, Dev is, let me tell you something. Dev is handling.
He's bored as hell right now.
He is bored. He's so bored though, Garnett. He's so bored that the nigga decided to take an edible. Okay?
Yeah.
This how bored this nigga
so
is.
y'all knew about that.
Yeah, he put in the chat.
Okay.
The nerds edible.
Yeah.
So one of his friends, what was the guy? Because he all gave us this pack, the nerds and the weed and stuff. I forgot his name, but shout out to him. This is Dev's homie.
I think it's major papers or something like that.
He got some good
It's the guy
weed,
that was in
though.
the service, and he got a story, like a nice story, one of Dev's friends, and he does some things with the cannabis now.
So he had the nerd ropes that are edibles. I didn't take mine yet, but Dev and Connie decided to, eat this nerd rope. mind you, we just had a conversation about edibles and not being able to handle certain things, your tolerance. So this homie decided to do it.
He ate the whole
thing. The whole thing.
While he COVID. He mixed COVID and candy.
At the same time.
And got caked up.
And then thought he was going to die. The nigga thought he was like, listen, I was in hell.
Yeah, I called him and he sounded like shit. I'm not even going to hold you. I called him and I was like, why you even answer? Because he was like, yo, man, like, this was like when it started getting like a little, because at first he was like, it's regular. He was like, it's nothing. I'm regular. I'm super regular.
He was talking tough.
He was real.
This shit ain't about nothing.
Yeah, he was really in that bag.
Okay.
He was in his dangerous bag. But then I called him back and it was like, man down. He was like, no, it's real.
It started punching him in his chest.
He's like, it's real. It's starting to bother me.
He was sweating.
Yeah. So shout to Dev, man. You know what I mean? All jokes aside, shout to Dev.
Have y'all been paying attention to everything that's been going on with the elections, man? I know this shit is like super crazy right now.
Crazy.
Biden is up in a lot of states. It looks like, I'm not gonna say it looks like he's gonna win, but he's in the lead right now.
Definitely in the lead.
I know I went out to vote. I thought that shit was like super dope. Yeah, I didn't post it online, but I went out to vote.
Me too. I didn't go out to vote. I submitted. I
actually wanted to like go through that whole thing. So like,
your ballot might didn't get counted yet.
It did. It said it was received, bro.
I ended up bonding with some old Spanish man. We was mad cool voting together. Yeah.
Where'd you go vote at?
Fucking school around the corner. I don't gonna say what school.
Okay.
But yeah, school around the corner. But
is this your first time voting?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's what's up, Garnett. Look at you making a difference in the world.
I ripped up my mail-in ballot on purpose.
Fire, because you wanted to go. Yeah. I like to go too. Last year was my first year, and this year I popped up again. Everybody kept trying to get me to mail stuff, and I was like, nah, I'm popping up. I want to pop up and show my face in the place.
No, I feel like a lot of people did because they were nervous that their ballot might not get counted and they just weren't like sure. The reason why I did is because I had these older women in my apartment complex like harassing me. They were like in front of the building and like doing all this. I mean, listen, I respect it. I was going to vote regardless, but she was knocking on my door. She was pressing. Right. She was there for like a whole week and it was like Saturday to Sunday. Right. So I was like, let me just do this.
That's good though. That's good, man. We
got it out the way.
We got to promote voting. I don't see me personally, I don't see the flip side to not voting. Like I hear a lot of people like sometimes try to like justify that, like don't vote because the whole system is whatever. But we got a lot of young people that's fighting. There's some good people out there that are doing like politics, and things change, and you got to give things time, and things change, and it is the system that's in place. So either we're going to be part of it and make it, try to help change and make it do what it's supposed to do, or we're going to, I guess, just abandon it and it's going to do what it want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With the people that it wants to do it with, and right now, look, we got a crazy election where like,
they're head to head.
They feel like, a lot of people feel like Biden is really like winning and like won almost.
Make sure that nigga ain't winning right now.
Nah, he's up right now. He's up right now for sure.
Check the current stats.
He actually won the state of Pennsylvania, which was with 273 electoral votes.
Big.
So that was important because he needed that to, win the race.
Right.
But essentially, they're basically stating that we won't really know. Even if they know, we won't really know until November 9th. That's what they were saying. I'm not 100% sure. Don't, hold me to that. But things could change within the next couple days. But that's going on right now. I mean,
Trump trying to buy time. They said Trump is trying to buy some time.
Well, my thing is with Trump.
Then he got all that paper. He's
suing, he's doing this, he's doing that. But my thing is this as well, is like, how long did people think that this was actually like going to take? Like this was going to be a process no matter what, because it was people mailing in, votes, and then also people was voting in person like about 2 weeks early, and then you had the people voting on the day of election
and then
day.
You have people that can submit 3 days after their mail-in ballots too. So you had early and late. So that's why they're counting the later ones. It's just so much, and and people are like, "What does it take? Why is it taking them so long?" When you went to the polls, what did you see there? Older people, correct?
Yeah.
Those are the people that are counting these ballots.
Not
majority though.
Yeah, it was a couple young boys in there, but I mean, I don't even think that's the reason why it's probably taking so long as far as just the age or anything like that. Because some of them be quick as hell.
Nah, they do. They do. You're right. You're right. They do.
Right.
But it's so many though. It's so many. I think because that was an option, and a lot of people were enforcing that option rather than like going to the polls. So I'm just, it's a lot right now, and I think we need to just be mindful. Trump need to just calm down. And the crazy thing is the fact that he don't think that like he's being cheated, but you're head to head. Like they're head to head. It's not like, one is way less than the other.
But they say Trump has a pattern. I was watching it earlier. They say Trump has a pattern, and they showed it, like the facts of like how he has a pattern of in a history of everything that he loses, it was rigged. Everything that he loses, something was against him. When he didn't win like an Emmy Award for like his show, I believe his TV show, it was rigged against him. When he didn't, get this type of deal across for whatever, it was rigged against him. People worked against him. This is like a typical thing. Not only that, but I also want to touch on just this election. Be mindful, people. Like we gotta like stay united regardless of our views and our differences. Like, and I know sometimes that's hard, but if you want to like, cause I just seen, I've seen so much different energy like online from like different people, like we're like,
they're trying to divide.
They definitely dividing, and it comes off a lot like almost like money versus like humanity. Like to me, because a lot of people like that I feel like stand for, Joe Biden and trying to vote for Joe Biden and stand for Joe Biden, stand for like just a better lifestyle, a better world. We trying to get it to a better world because what we've experienced in the last 4 years have been horrible, regardless of business, economy, money. You get what I'm saying?
About the humanity part.
Yeah, humanity part and what we've seen and what we've witnessed, just as far as humans of all races and of all nationalities that are supposed to be united in one country, right? And then you have the other side that, from what I know, a lot of people are for Trump, and I'm not mad at this. I don't judge nobody. Like, to my people, my brother.
I don't think we should judge anybody.
Listen, my brother, my older brother came out the same womb as me. Shout out to Leo, Mario, that's my dog. He's a Trump supporter. He really voted for Trump the first time. He probably voted for him this time again. Like, we done argued, like, over it. But it's like, I can't even get into like different views. I don't even want to get into it because I gotta show respect for my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm past that. Like we've already done that where we like discussed it, had a little debate, and it just wasn't really like going anywhere because he views things how he views things, and I view things how I view things. So we just left it alone, and I respect his view, and he respect my views, and we move forward. And that's my blood brother. So
have y'all ever had like that conversation?
Yeah, we talked about it where I mentioned everything. Where my brother crazy.
Was it
though.
a point where it got like heated?
Yeah, it got
like
heated
to the point of what?
Yeah, like he was just like he was more like just. Like I'm saying like about the kids in the cages and about all these dudes getting killed by police brutality, all these black people getting killed, you know what I'm saying, unarmed, and and he was like, relating to it like, nah, I get that. But then at the same time, he was just like a lot of like Trump type shit and Republican type shit sounded like, he from the bottom too. So I didn't understand it because he was like, nah, like fuck it. If people want to be poor, they fucking be poor. We ain't got to save nobody like that shit for, and just different type shit, whatever. We was just getting into it, different views. He made some good points. He made valid points. And, of course I made points, but I just say that to say that, man, listen, you love what you love. Your lifestyle revolves around whatever you love, and I guess if it's money, if it's business, if it's you don't really care about, you don't care for too much else, other people, really families or other nationalities other than yourself, then that's cool if that's how you want to live your life. You don't got to answer to me. You got to answer to the universe and the karma and, a believer, a higher power if you believe in one. So that's not no thing for me. I still see you and say, what's up? Peace. How you doing?
Right.
Hey, what's happening?
And
you know what I'm saying?
And that's the right thing to do. I feel like a lot of people are trying to don't talk to me if you voted for Trump or don't talk to me. I feel like we shouldn't. I don't agree with that. I feel like, people might have their opinions, and I feel like people have their own reason on why they're voting Republican. You get what I'm saying? It's just unfortunate that he's the Republican Party. That doesn't necessarily mean that, they're supporting him as an individual. They're just supporting the party as a whole because, granted, he is the representation of the Republican Party. But at the same time, there's views that people, agree with rather than others, if you get what I'm saying. Like, certain people don't want, they support anti-abortion. They support certain things. So it just depends. We got to respect people that,
Keyword.
Yeah, you got to respect people that support those type of things. And it is what it is.
Respect
we have
is the
choices
key word,
here.
man.
Yeah.
And I think, in that case, you just got to respect people that's going to respect you as well. Because it's certain ways to go about different things. Like I had a coworker that sat right next to me that was a Trump supporter, and I'm the type of person, same thing with y'all, do your thing. That you doing that is not affecting me. You can do whatever the hell you want. But he really wore it like it was like a frat, like a team. Like he was really wearing it, where his second day at work, he pulled out a Trump hoodie.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Pulled his second day. That's how just brash and upfront he was about it, where it's yo, you don't understand any dynamics of what's going on in here as far as who's voting for who's in power. You have no clue what's going on, but you willing to throw that all away.
And
you
wear that.
Just to wear it, just to show your support. And he was honestly disrespectful to a couple people. We never really talked about the politics or this and that, because I'm not somebody that's a real supporter of him. So we never really talked about it like that, but I saw him really itching, engaging. He'd say certain stuff about Obama, and he used to get, shout out to my girl Janelle. He used to get Janelle a little hot about that, because, an older black woman that's into politics,
right?
You're going to get them really hot when you start speaking about Obama. That's that's blasphemous. You don't do that at all.
At all.
So
regardless of whatever.
Right.
You can't say nothing about Barack Obama.
No, at all.
Period.
At all. Put some respect on his
read the room, yo. Read the freaking room.
Regardless, and this is why you can. And we'll get back to, I want to touch on respect, because y'all mentioned respect a lot. And I just want to touch on that before we talk about closing out on the whole election thing. But as far as Barack go, even if Barack was what they say a president is, because I want to be totally respectful to Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and the Obama family, but, because a lot of people say the position of the president is just a puppet, the Congress, and it's still people around, powerful people that make these final decisions and make a lot of the whole just criteria and blueprint of what direction and how we gonna run this country.
Absolutely, that's why you have the House of Congress. That's exactly what that is.
Right. So even for the people that say that, you got to understand that Barack got voted in another 4 years because he was able to do that job, right? Which is obviously a difficult job. If you just the face. And you just the body and the person to address the people, but you really work for a company, a whole group that organizes this. And you're not the final decision maker. You can't just do everything you want, but you still have to be the face and the person to deal with the people, billions of people, right?
And explain those decisions.
Right. So shout to any all of the good presidents and decent presidents that we've had that have been able to do it with some sort of grace, with some sort of class. Barack Obama did it with class, with grace.
And empathy.
With empathy, with love.
That's how he talked too.
Yeah, no, but you gotta talk like him when you doing this, because Yo, listen, Barack Obama, we love you, man. You like a breath of fresh air, man. You like light, man. You know, anytime like through this whole situation, no lie, just so we touching on it, through this whole situation, you know, because I know Joe is your man, and you know Joe was able to be around you, you know, for some time, and I just feel as though with that alone, I know regardless of what decisions he may have made in the past, and regardless of what people he stood next to in the past, and regardless of his past period, that some of that good stuff had to rub off, because good energy is contagious.
Absolutely.
Good energy and a nice positive energy and being about your family type energy and being, you know, positive and moving the world in a better direction is contagious. You know, so that's what we all try to be. And I just feel like Barack Obama is that times 10. You know, every time we see him.
Every time he speaks, even when he was at the
People miss
Lincoln
Barack,
Financial.
man.
Yo, they do.
Crazy.
There's some people that miss Barack more than they miss their damn kids.
No,
I
that's
think
a
that's
fact.
wild, but
Crazy.
That's a
people,
fact. Like,
the country miss Barack.
they do.
Crazy.
And they be having him like, on, like if you go to any like older person's household, they got him like on the wall. They ain't got their grandkids, but they definitely got a picture of Barack Obama.
And he came to the hood. He came
100%.
And he came to the hood. He came to Camden, New Jersey. So shout to him. It's on the intro to the Chase Street trailer. Y'all could check it out where he actually was in Camden and mentioned Camden. And you know it was a honor, and I think it's dope that we got that little piece off. Shout to Chase Street. You know, Chase Street, the independent film out on Amazon Prime. Make sure y'all go check it out now with your boy in it and some others from the city. But yeah, Barack, man, that guy. And I just wanted to say, as far as respect go, man, regardless of who win, we should be respectful.
And that's it.
We should even if you because a lot of people don't understand it. They doing the math to like this, and people feel like, yeah, like if you voted for Donald Trump, regardless of what, like if you voted, even if you say you voted for money and for your own well-being and for like a profit and to try to, you know, your business, whatever, like people gonna consider you somewhat like racist. Just because of how he did it and what he did, you know.
What he stood for.
Yeah, and a lot of people feel like just because this race is so close, it shouldn't even be so close. We've had so many leaders come out and speak and say, yo, this shouldn't be this close. It's crazy that this is really like the state of the world we live in. So what I want to say just moving forward is, man, listen, it is sad. And I pray that everybody prays. I pray that, you know, even people who voted for Donald Trump pray that we could get this world back to a better place. Because listen, you gotta be respectful. You gotta be respectful. If you're not respectful and you think you're just gonna come out into the streets and be racist and do things to a certain person because you don't like them, you don't like their kind, you don't like where they come from, you don't like how they talk, you don't like how they dress, like it's just ridiculous. It's negative energy. It's no good karma coming back for that. Nothing good coming out the universe for that. And I just feel as though regardless of which way this election goes, we need to practice like really like trying to like be more positive for our children and for our families, man.
Absolutely.
We owe that to the kids. The kids shouldn't have to grow up in this dickhead ass world and this goofy ass fucking world because our personal fucking interests and our personal agendas and our personal motherfucking, you know, love is for the goofy shit and stupid shit. You know?
Well, you know, hopefully we'll find out sooner than later.
Sooner than later, man. We gonna get. I'm telling you, I call him. We need vitamin C. I call him vitamin C.
You're always creating some type of name.
Because
like,
the world, we've been sick. The country been sick.
I mean,
the
our
whole
boys
country, literally, the whole country been
Said
sick.
Why you
Vitamin
get mad
C.
at him for it though?
Cause like he always,
Yo,
he
listen.
got a name
Vitamin
for,
C.
Right.
I
You
ain't
do got
gonna
a name
hold
for
you.
everything.
Listen, and we could argue, we could talk. We could do it respectfully because I love my people. I done seen some of my guys and some of my people that I guess they voted for Trump and they support Trump, and I love you, man. I love all my people from my hood, from my city, from all over. I love my people, you know, and we could talk about it in a respectful fashion.
Nah,
on
absolutely.
why
Everybody respect each other's
Yeah, on
views,
why we do
where
it.
they stand, and then that's just it.
Yeah, but I'm vitamin C. I'm
thing is,
vitamin C.
A lot of people do, yo. A lot of people do. Like, it be people that you may work with that you may never know who they vote for or whatever, and they just be chilling. But it be the people that just wear that shit like it's like they wear it on their chest. The people that rock, like they put that shit before they put themselves.
Facts.
And they the ones that's wilding out outside. So, I don't know,
Absolutely.
man.
We all praying.
All right, so before we get up out of here, we got to talk about some unfortunate news that happened on November 6th. Up and coming rapper, King Von, who's from Chicago, was murdered in Atlanta outside of a hookah lounge. They said around 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. From the reports that I read, I know we all read it, but the reports that was there said that I guess it was his group and another group, and they got into a physical altercation that then turned into, weapons being drawn and, people being shot. And unfortunately, King Von passed away. During this shooting, his manager was also shot, but he survived, and he was the one that actually confirmed the death of King Von. So I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on that real quick. And he was 26 years old, by the way.
He was so young. 26
years old, a father of 3.
Wow.
So yeah, this is deeper than just, the rapper. I understand this is who, like how we know
people,
him,
yeah.
And because of his profession. But it's deeper than that. That's a guy that was turning his life around for what it was. He was stepping into the industry, doing big things.
Right.
Right.
Kids.
He
the
was,
whole 9.
He was part of Little Derk's camp, I believe.
Right. Yep, from Chicago.
Yeah, so just somebody that's changing their life, getting legal checks at this point, man. And it's unfortunate, when people go out, that there is no resolution to some of these things. Like, I understand when you get people around, you mix alcohol, you mix a little weed sometimes. I get it. It's going to be tensions is always going to be there in certain situations. I get it. But it has to be somebody there to referee that, man. Like, who in either camp is refereeing this? Who's the responsible one?
Right.
Kind of. Like, where is when can we stop this and just trying to get some resolution, man? The nightclub, the friends, anything. Because this really got to stop, man. Because I feel like every week or every month, it's another rapper in this place that got shot. Another rapper in this place that got shot. And I feel like everybody's intentions when they go out is to have fun.
Yeah, not to think about that you might pass. You might actually get hurt, leaving a place where you're having a good time and you're enjoying, your time with your family members and your friends and people you grew up with. And also, probably celebrating things that he's doing within himself and his life. You can't even celebrate nowadays because you got people out here that's just, trying to attack you or want to argue about, there could have been a scenario where somebody could have just been like, listen, this don't even have to go this far, because clearly it started off as a tussle, as a fight. And then people wanted to, why can't we just fight nowadays and just, rock it out rather than pulling out weapons and wanting to kill somebody and just literally take somebody's life. A child's father, 3 kids, they lost their dad. They would never have their dad in their life again. So we got 3 kids that are going to be fatherless. Right. Which, it still creates that stigma that we have as minorities, as Blacks, as Puerto Ricans, as Latinos, as everything. You get what I'm saying? That's just not cool. I don't think that, he's so young, 26 years old. He didn't even really get to live life. You know what I'm saying? It's a very rough world, and it's a tough world. And I feel like us, as young youth, people of the culture, we need to make sure that we're practicing what we preach. We need to make sure that we're out here speaking light into these kids and light into the youth and light into the world, yo. Because when we constantly talking about you got to be like this, you got to be like that, you got to be this type of hood nigga, or you got to be all this X, Y, and Z, you're promoting that type of stuff. You're kind of promoting
contradicting yourself.
Yeah, and you're contradicting yourself essentially, but at the same time, you're not giving them alternate routes. So they're automatically gonna think that this route is always gonna be the route, because people like this get glorified when they kill other people, especially somebody that's a rapper or whomever who's popular or whatever the case may be.
Nah, real talk. That's a crazy point. Y'all both made crazy points, because it is a disease and just something we've been rumbling with just in inner cities, because I did see a video of it. Rest in peace to King Von. And shout out to his family, condolences and prayers to his family, to Lil Derk.
Definitely.
I believe he was affiliated with Lil Derk, and just shout out to all those guys over there, because this obviously was, I don't know, this happened in Georgia, I believe, right? In Atlanta. So this, possibly, I don't know the details, but this possibly happened with some people that they don't probably even know. It could be from somewhere else. So I just want to say that we gotta get it together, man. And Wally made a great point when she said we glorify all this stuff. We glorify all this stuff. We glorify dumb shit like this. It's crazy because I rap, right? Y'all, this is Puerto Rich. People know they listen to my music, right? And I come up off a certain type of music. Like, I come up off of really like the old school gangster music. Gangster music was always, I came off the porch early and I was in the streets and really ran the streets and really dealt with some trials and tribulations, in the streets. But for the most part, I always also believed in God. I also always was like a good person and tried to remain a good person, and I think I've done a good job with that. And I just feel like, when do we stop being like, where is the limit to like us being good people? Because last night I was in the barbershop, shot the Avenue Clippers, out Pollock Town in Mount Ephraim. I was at Avenue Clippers and we was all in there kicking at me and, some respectable men that I got love for. And one of the barbers, Max, me and Max was talking and I was like, Max, and Max is a great, super thorough guy, workout type, healthy, you know what I mean? Like thorough dude that, can do what he want, like in a physical confrontation and get to it ASAP with, respectable guy. And we was just kicking it and I was like, well, how do you diffuse these type situations when
they occur?
When these kids and these other guys from your community or from your city, your other peers, they deal with something different from what you deal with. You believe in like a higher power. You believe in like good energy, positivity, and not harming your folks. That being like the last resort, the last thing you want to do. Mm-hmm. But then you got other guys that feel like, no, I'm a demon. I pop off. I catch bodies. This is what I do. I smoke you quick. Like, and things of that nature. I just want to know, what do you do in those situations? And that's what we was talking about last night. And Max was like, well, Rich, I think about they kids. He was like, I think about mine first, of course, but I also think about theirs. And even if they ain't got no kids, I think about their mom. I think about their dad. I think about their family. I don't want to like do that to you, to your family. Right. And I respected that so much, from me and my man just kicking it, because I'm the same way. We've mentioned shit like that and talked about shit like this. How like, man, it's so hard. It's like when Jay-Z said, it's a full-time job not to kill. Like because of stuff like this, just the danger of the communities that we live in and how we glorify and think it's okay for you to just be able to like do something to me because whatever reason, some material shit, you don't like me, somebody, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what this certain situation was about with King Von, but you got King Von, you got Pop Smoke, you got Nipsey Hussle, somebody else got shot in Philly.
It's too many.
Yeah, it's
too many.
Crazy, bro.
Too many, too often.
Absolutely.
It don't matter. It don't seem like it don't matter where you at.
Right.
You could be home. You could be vacationing. You could be living. It's just getting wild.
And listen, these are just the people who are prominent. Like are prominent and are people who are so-called like somewhat celebrities
that we know,
that we celebrate. This ain't even the people that's really like closer to us. Are next to kins that's getting shot still in our communities like Camden, Philadelphia. We shooting each other, taking each other's lives. And these are the same people, regardless of,
status.
Because you didn't know such and such, and y'all consider him to be like whatever, nobody. But, and these other guys who done well in their careers and succeeded with things that they do, so y'all know them. Like, these are all the same lives. These are all the same lives like me and you. That's like me. I'm a rapper, right? I rap, right? And even now, I like, look, I ain't been in the streets, right? I ain't been in the streets, like really like active, all crazy. I live in the fire. I always live in the fire, but I ain't been in the streets. but I still talk about my life. I paint pictures revolving around my life. I create. I do what I want because it's entertainment. It's entertainment. I know what people want to hear. I know what people want to work out to. I know what people want to ride around to, and we should be able to do that as people. You don't see the rock and roll guys killing each other. You don't see like no other really like genres except for like the rappers that's out here dealing with like these type of scenarios in these situations. It's like we can't even handle the entertainment part, to get the money part. Everything we try to find a way, a way for, like there's like an outlet for us that we could feed our families and provide and make a new way. It's like not only do people try to ruin it, because people will talk shit about the rap and this and that, it's toxic, this, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, but we ruin it.
No, absolutely.
We ruin it as the people of it. Because we so quick to just run with every little line, every demon. Now you got to be a real motherfucking like working for the devil,
right?
And thinking you taking niggas like come on, like it's all of that shit. We take it to like the extreme.
Always, it's never no like in between or no like it's either like extreme or nothing. Like there's never no in between, and the fact that these kids think that it's okay to kill, like. If you believe that that's your purpose in life, listen, you going in the wrong direction. You're missing out what your real purpose is. And for people to even believe that, it's crazy. And I blame the community sometimes. I blame the people around them because at the end of the day, we have the power as the elders, the older people, the OGs, we have the power to speak some shit to these kids.
Right.
We have the power to do so. We choose not to because why? You got a young little homie that you like, nah, that's my hitter. That's my, y'all using these kids to do your dirty work. Nah, that's not how that shit work. That's not how that shit work. We shouldn't be glorifying that at all. We should be uplifting them, putting them in places where they can be better than us.
You should want for them what you want for your own children.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
I just look like, where do we as culture, as our culture, like where do we go from here? Just as far as the resolution to this, like is it security? Like is it like should it be mandatory for a celebrity or a rapper nowadays to move around with security at all times? Should they be licensed, to carry at a certain point? Like where do we go from here?
I think is honestly, monitoring your circle. Because, it could be me, you. It could be you, Garnett, me, Porter Rich, and Dev, and Chelsea. We all out. You bring your homie. Richie got his own little squad. Dev got his own little squad. We all got our own little squad. But somebody in your circle has a strap. Just because this ain't security, they just one of them, wild niggas. They just want to have they strap on them. And when we get into if we ever get into an altercation, and you fighting somebody, the homie coming out with the strap, we gotta just make sure that our friends are in the same type of realm we're in. We can't be bringing that into what we got going on. So we got a couple of the homies with straps and all that, and we at a club and we having a good time, and they want to start shooting just because we had a disagreement with somebody and we're able to settle it amongst the conversation. Or physical is not bad. Having a physical altercation is not a bad thing. I think as when we were younger, we were taught to fight. We were taught to, settle it with our hands. Now people are they have just too many. There's too many people out here that have access to weapons, and even with security though, what Garnett was asking, even with security, even if we have security, right? There's times where, sometimes securities are shooting sometimes in those scenarios. I think it's just all about putting the right people in place around you when you're out, and just like, what's hard too, and just, I know I'm kind of like going off a little bit. When sometimes these people are coming out of situations from being in the street and trying to kind of leave that past behind. And they always say that kind of creeps up on you after a while. That's the unfortunate part. That right there, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, you could probably chime in a little bit more, Puerto Rich, but it's just like, I feel like that happens way more than often.
I just wanted to say, like, just on the first thing you said as well. I think Wiley. I just want to I think Wiley is also saying, like, just on a physical confrontation type situation. She's saying that versus like a shooting. That versus like you pulling out your gun. You know, because she was mentioning somebody being out with the gun. You know, in our group or whatever. And she's saying like a physical confrontation is better instead of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's good instead of that. But even like, because nowadays we really like, we trying to avoid it all. It's hard.
Right,
it is
hard.
A lot of times, some people, that's why the guns come out, because a motherfucker can't take their man getting knocked out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or a man can't take himself getting knocked out, getting dropped, or you know, you can't really like do nothing with a nigga with the hands.
Right.
You know, it be those type of scenarios that it like lead to like the weapons coming out. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta.
So what do you do then?
I mean, I just think like, you know, honestly, it's a shame because I really feel like
just walk away.
Nah, it's hard. Like at these, look, they was at a club. Like this certain situation that we speaking on, they was at a club. I'm not sure. You know, he's an artist. He's supposed to be at clubs. So it's hard. It's hard.
It's hard to tell him to stay home. Yeah. It's hard to tell him, you know.
I've been in situations. Not this one situation. And I've been in situations. Where we tried to like avoid shit, man. I've been in situations where I've seen the shit going down. I seen it. I'm in the room with like, you know, people we don't rock with. People we've had bad history with. And I see motherfuckers whispering, talking. The vibes is fucked up. Mm-hmm. It's getting fucked up. Mm. And I tell my homie, yo, it's fucked up. We gotta move. I'm about to make a move. Like, as far as, like, just getting out of there. Like, we need to get out of there. Like, type situation, you know, to try to avoid some shit. And my homie would be like, you know, during those times, I remember this certain situation, my homie was like, nah, like, we chilling. Like, you know, if anything, we gonna be ready, but we chilling. Right. Like, we don't move because, you know, people move us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know, that was my big bro. So, We tried to avoid it though. We was chilling, and eventually all that tension was like real and right. What I was, you know, detecting, and eventually that shit like went down. Where like niggas tried shit, and it just went down. We shook the whole motherfucking place up. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes that shit is unavoidable, and sometimes you do just got to be mindful of where you going. And why you being there, especially if you got a family, bro. Like me, I ain't gonna hold you, and it's hard because we artists, you know. So I feel bad, you know, for this artist again, you know, like many of the artists that we mentioned, because it's hard, man. We work hard, they work hard to try to like, you know, get somewhere and provide like for the people around you and put yourself in position to be able to help some other people besides, you know, your immediate family, and do what you're supposed to do for your family as a man. Yeah. You work hard, and to get to that point, to only be hated, and to only have people, instead of like getting inspiration from you, people should be inspired when somebody make it from your city. Absolutely, you should be inspired by Mayor Fontaine if you from like my hood, if you from like my area. You should be inspired by any other people from the area that you see doing well, that you see reaping success. Right. From the area, because that means it's possible for you. Not only is it possible for you, but they already got eyes looking this way for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think like even in this case, anywhere we go, man, I know that get crazy too, and we haven't really touched on that. Like just that this happened in Georgia. He's from Chicago. I don't know if it was like still like some hometown shit or just some shit that sparked off that night with just like some people they didn't even know, just met. But even that, like, I don't know. For me, man, I don't know. People live different lifestyles out here. It's a lot of different lifestyles out here. You got dudes that's like definitely like affiliated, you know, and just in with different groups and different organizations that operate in certain ways and in a certain fashion. And I just feel like some of that shit kind of like don't help it when we saying like we trying to like keep the peace. Right. Yeah. And we trying to be unity, and we trying like, you know, protect our culture, because I think it all helps tear our culture apart. I think when people see us annihilating each other,
they like that.
Is when people get the green light to feel like, okay, they don't have no value for each other. So you know that we could do what we want to them, and they'll probably do that to us as well.
Right.
You know, it's like almost like giving somebody like a fucking scapegoat or a reason to be able to say some shit. Like, that shit should be the last resort, man. Like, me personally, I've been in the streets all my life, Camden City. I'm grateful, you know, alhamdulillah, and all praises due to Allah that I just always been able to, like, remain the good person that I am. I've gotten this shit. I've done some shit that I, you know, had to do for real, in my eyes. And I'm never going to, like, just let nobody do nothing to me. I'm never going to let nobody, like, just play my children like that, play my mom like that, play my family like that. So I'm always going to move a certain type way and stay a certain type way and stay ready for, like, certain shit, man. And it's sad that we live like that, but I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to hurt you. And I think it's a lot of people out there that's moving like how I'm moving and protecting themselves, and they ready for whatever. And, you know, but they not trying to hurt you. They still good people that's, you know, and that's how we all should be. Like, I'm not against really like guns, you know, because I believe that guns don't kill people. It's the people with the guns
that
kill people.
Right.
So I'm not against guns because, you know, we need protection. You should be able to arm
right
yourself.
People need to have the guns.
No,
like
absolutely. Some people definitely, if you ain't got no respect for life, man, if you ain't got no respect for life and you don't value your life, then especially somebody else's life who you have no, because your life is your own, but you don't got no authority over nobody else's life. So to not value somebody else's life is totally like toxic and negative and devilish. And you definitely don't need to have no gun.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
Man. So yeah, rest in peace to King Von, man. Once again,
rest in peace to him, man.
26 years old, rapper from Chicago, father of 3.
Crazy.
Rest in peace to King Von. Before we get out of here, though, I do got some good news. Let's leave on a lighter note. I just went on Twitter. It's probably like 15 minutes ago. I'm just saying it though, but apparently they have footage of Delonte West in the gym.
Oh wow!
Shooting basketball.
That's awesome.
You know, chilling, relaxing, getting back to what he's
known
used
for.
to do. Exactly.
Absolutely. Shout out to him, man.
Just wanted to get y'all take on that real quick.
I'm happy that he's progressing. I'm glad that he's in a better space. Granted, he's in his realm. Like, you know, he plays ball. Like, that's what he does. Right. He didn't belong in the streets. He didn't belong in the scenarios that he was in, you know, and I'm glad that, who was it that helped him?
Mark Cuban. That's the owner of the Mavericks.
I'm super, super, super happy to even hear that he even did that when we talked about it previously. But honestly, this is just amazing. It just shows that whatever you're going through, you could come out of it. And there are still good people out there that's willing to help, you know, each other. That's a prime example of, you know, somebody else seeing somebody down and picking them up and be like, come on, I got you. And that's awesome, yo. That's super, that was just great news today.
The key thing here besides like somebody else wanting to help you is that you got to always want to help yourself. Yeah. And that's obvious that in that case that man, whatever past decisions and whatever past trials and tribulations and obstacles that he's encountered that made him like take a fall in life like that and made him like led him to like a dark place like that in life. He's obviously taken some accountability for those decisions. Absolutely. You know, and he's obviously said, hey, this is me.
Right.
And this is me that's gonna have to like pull out of this and wanna pull out of this. Cause even if I see you and I see you laying on the curve and I come kick it with you and I say, listen, you hungry, I can lead you to the food. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna have to wanna eat it.
Right.
You still gonna have to wanna get there and troop it out with me to get there. You know what I'm saying? So people helping us is always a beautiful thing. But a lot of times people don't get that help because you don't want to help yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's and you gotta respect that.
Right.
You gotta respect that. You can't
and that's even with his situation. Like you could tell he wanted the help.
Yeah. When you take accountability, listen, accountability is everything. Accountability is everything.
I feel like a lot of us don't take accountability as just the human society.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to, because that's basically saying like, you know,
It's
I
rough
did,
to look in the mirror
I was wrong.
sometimes,
and say
yeah.
you was wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's okay because
We're human.
We also say nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
We say all the right things. It's like almost like we just don't implement it.
Right.
We don't implement the right shit that we say in life because we say, hey, nobody's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But then we're so hard on ourselves, and we can't even,
You're
know,
not
look
wrong,
at
though.
ourselves.
You act like you can't be wrong.
Right. What? We can't even look at ourselves and just be like, damn, I fucked up.
Right.
That's like when
You
we
know?
sitting here and talk and everybody got great minds. We surrounded by great minds, you know, from Garnett to you to Chelsea to, you know, shout out to Chelsea, you know, doing her thing. And
Dev.
the great Dusty. You know what I'm saying? Like
young Covey.
yeah, everybody,
Dev 19.
young pig pen. I was thinking about that. I was trying to find a character for Charlie Brown that always kept the dust around him. It's like as soon as he sit down, dust come off of him, like Dusty Dev. And his name is Pigpen. So now that's gonna be a new one for him, Pigpen Dev.
Pigpen
Yeah.
Dev.
You know what? Let's just shout out to Dev, because you know what? Dev is such a hard worker, regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
This nigga is working sick right now.
Right.
Literally sick right now. He don't listen. He nonstop.
He talked
He don't
from
care.
the heavens this episode.
He definitely. Yo, it legit.
He
It
talked
sounded
from
like
the heavens
that.
above.
And he trying to help us. We talking about people helping people. He trying to help us change our lives.
No,
You
he
dig?
is.
He
He
try- he
is.
trying
Shout
to
out
help
to
it.
Dev, man.
Yeah, just stop giving me Dookie Brown t-shirts to wear, my guy.
And let's
Don't do that no more.
talk about this contract for like a scenario like this in the future, like having
when this
like
happens,
having,
we
like,
need to be prepared.
having
And
like
next
the,
time,
just
have
in
breakfast
case.
here for us, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. What the fuck, bro?
Coffee,
Like,
nothing.
That's
We ain't got
crazy,
shit.
bro. Like
No munchkins or nothing.
This is crazy, Dev. This is crazy.
You could
left-
have Uber Eats the shit. They could have got delivered.
You left this.
DoorDash.
That's a fact.
They could have used your DoorDash, Garnett.
That's a fact.
You
Put
left-
his card on there.
Listen, we could have did that.
You
Then.
left that dramatic ass Young and the Restless instrumental with your message on the intro, and then we don't even get a fucking donut or a Danish. This is beyond crazy, man.
Bullshit.
All right, so before we get up out of here, you know we gotta leave the right way, man. We gotta get one of them moans from Waleska D.
Early morning is Saturday too. We know you getting into something tonight. With
That's it.
That's all y'all
y'all gotta be
That's
here
it.
because I'm looking at her and she really looked like she was at motherfucker at Stas' spot. Shout out to Stas. She looked like she was
Shout
at
out to
Stas'
Stassi,
spot
my
doing
best
some
friend.
like doing like some breathing therapy or something. She was like, funny as hell.
We need that call though.
Before we out of here. Yo, y'all heard
Know
it,
what
man.
is, man.
Come on, Pyrex Porter.
Garnett Briscoe, Wally D, and of course your boy, man, Porter Rich. We here, the Devinwade Show, man.
Peace.
Peace.